Welcome, cellar dwellers, to the Matthew Street channel. I am your host, Matthew Street, and I really appreciate you being here live from the cavern in my parents' basement. And folks, raise your hand if, like me, you had the rock and roll dream back in the old days when you were in middle school or high school. Think back to those years when you were first discovering rock and roll and great music in 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, when you had the dreams, the fantasies, the hopes, the wishes that maybe one day you could put on a guitar or a bass guitar. You could get behind the drums or the keyboards and rock out and play to crowds and be admired and loved for your music. Come on, we all had those dreams when we were younger. But not too many of us acted upon those dreams. Many of us, we were just happy being casual fans or listeners of music. We might have thought about playing. Maybe some of us did learn to play an instrument. Maybe some of us played in bands a little bit. But not too many of us really acted upon those dreams. But for a young man out of the greater Detroit area back in the day, he acted upon those dreams. He started bands. He joined bands. He started writing and recording original music. This gentleman gained experience and skills as a singer, guitarist, and songwriter to the point he was gaining local notoriety. His goal was to be a rock and roller and to play rock and roll / power pop style music, which you know is the music that I love and worship so much. But then right at the point when he's gaining all that notoriety and gaining all those skills and reaching a pinnacle, he walks away from it, folks. He walks away and makes the decision that he's going to start a family and raise his family. You have to salute someone who can do that and make that decision. Well, you would think someone like that would never return. Once they made that decision, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to raise a family, that they would never come back. But no. This individual still had the fire burning within him, the rock and roll desire, and he came back with a vengeance, folks, with a vengeance, and got back into music, writing music, recording music, playing music. That individual who I'm going to be talking about today and reviewing their latest album is Nick Piunti. Nick Piunti just released his 6th solo album, his 2nd album with the Complicated Men. It's called Heart Inside Your Head, and it's on Gem Records, available everywhere now. Folks, I first heard of Nick way back in the day. It's going to be several years ago now. I was at the Power Popaholic Fest in New York City, and I saw this gentleman playing guitar and singing with Chris Richards and the Subtractions, and I said, man, this guy has talent. Now, Chris Richards and the Subtractions were a fabulous band. They still are. I believe they're still out there. But this gentleman playing with them, Nick Piunti, really impressed me. And so I really wondered who this gentleman was and how I could find out more about him. So back in 2013 or so, I started listening to Nick Piunti. That's when he started releasing his music, his solo music. In 2013, the album was called 13 in My Head. And then in 2015, he put out an album called Beyond the Static. A year later, this is how productive Nick is, he puts out an album called Trust Your Instincts, and that was the first one he put out on Gem Records. And then in 2018, he put out an album called Temporary High. Now, each of these albums got better and better and better. Rock and roll, power pop, right up my alley. But Nick really knocked it out of the park back in 2020 when he released his 5th studio album called Downtime. And it was his first one with the Complicated Men. Downtime, unbelievable album, folks. Number 1 on many year-end lists. Little Steven Van Zandt from Little Steven's Underground Garage on Sirius XM. Loved the album to the point that couple of the songs became coolest songs in the world on Underground Garage, which is quite an accomplishment. It's an album I absolutely adore, folks. So when I heard that in 2022, Nick and the Complicated Men were going to be releasing another album called Heart Inside Your Head, man, I got so excited about it. You can't even imagine. I said, I've got to get this album as soon as it comes out. Folks, it's out May 20th. May 20th. So by the time you're watching this, it's either coming out within hours or a day, or it's out already. So get it. It's available everywhere, folks. Heart Inside Your Head. Folks, this album has delivered the goods for Matthew Street. Folks, I absolutely love this album. Now, there's 10 tracks on the album. It has big hooks. It's got the catchy choruses that I love so much. And you know me with guitar, it has the stellar guitar work, folks. The great riffs, the licks, they're all here. The jangle, it's here. This is pure rock and roll, power pop, everything I love, folks. Everything I absolutely love. It's produced by Nick and the band, along with Jeff Michael. And you have some great players on this album. I just want to make sure that I get this all out to you. In addition to Nick on guitar, you have Ryan Allen and Jeff Daxowitz. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, Jeff. I apologize if I messed it up. You have Kevin Darnell on piano and keys. You have Jeff Hupp on bass. You've got Ron Vengsko, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, on drums. You have Kristen Von B helping out on some background vocals. Folks, Heart Inside My Head feels like a real band album. Like I said, the last album, Downtime, was the first one Nick recorded with the Complicated Men. Now, here we come to album number 2, Nick and the guys and gal together. And it is a really tight, enthusiastic, emotional band album, in my opinion. It is so heartfelt. The rock and roll is there. The power pop is there. It's in your face. It's loud and proud. But the emotion, the heartfelt lyrics, they're right here as well, folks. You've got to check it out. There's such a connection between the players on this album, and you can feel it and you can hear it. Now, let me show you the album a little bit to give you a little view of it. Here's the front cover. I love the theme of, remember the old game Operation? I don't know if it was by Milton Bradley or whoever, but I love the artwork on this album, which my understanding is, and I don't know exactly who this individual is personally to Nick, but Megan Piunti, who I'm assuming is either a daughter of Nick's or his wife, did all the artwork on this album, and I love it. I love that Operation game style theme. I love that when you take the CD out. Here's the CD, by the way, so you can see the label. That Nick's 5 previous solo albums are all listed in there. Get them so you can see them. All right. Folks, this album is absolutely stunning, stunning, stunning. I love it. You've got great stuff on here. I mean, you've got, oh my goodness, there's this classic jangle power pop song called Trying Too Hard. It's just, it's a guitar monster, folks. I absolutely love Trying Too Hard. I'm probably going to name all 10 songs on the album. There's a song called My Mind, which My Mind Plays Tricks on Me, which is an outstanding power pop rock and roll song. Slave to It, One of the Boys. I could go on and on and on how great this album is, folks. Heart Inside My Head is a great song. There's a couple of slower, more introspective songs on here. I Want Everything, Hopes Up, which listening to the lyrics of Hopes Up kind of reminds me it's a song to give some hope and look to the future as to what we've been through the last couple of years. So that's one to look for. Keys to Your Heart, great song. Gloves Come Off, great song. One of my favorites is one of the slower songs on here called Nothing New. I absolutely love Nothing New. Probably it could be one of my favorites, if not one of my top 1 or 2 favorites on the entire album. It's that great of a song. It's just terrific, folks. This is just a terrific, terrific album. It just, you can't even imagine. I know I'm gushing like a fanboy here, but folks, if you love power pop and great rock and roll, you're going to love Heart Inside Your Head by Nick Piunti. It's absolutely fabulous. Heart Inside Your Head is just one of the albums, oh, look at that. One of the albums of 2022, in my opinion, is right here. And you should definitely check it out, folks. Hats off to Nick and the Complicated Men for putting out a great, great album for 2022. Folks, it's out now. Get it. Check it out. The guitar work, the drumming, the keys, the bass, the singing, it's all here. It's all catchy. It's all hook-filled. Everything you love about this type of music, power pop, rock and roll, it's right here, folks. It's right here. So, folks, I want to thank you for being here, and I will hope that you will go out and check out Heart Inside Your Head, and I hope you will come back and tell me how much you love it and what you think of it. And let's commiserate a little bit about the brand new Nick Piunti and the Complicated Men album on Gem Records, Heart Inside Your Head. Check it out. You won't be sorry. You'll come back and thank me. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.